This is Shay, and welcome to Raw Hollywood.
I'm Roxy and welcome to Raw Hollywood. Today I am sitting with Love Darling, an amazing indie rock band from Los Angeles, California. And sitting next to me is the lovely Shay, the lead singer, vocalist, and guitar player of Love Darling. So Shay, tell me a little bit. I'm going to get to these two handsome gentlemen afterwards. When was the band originated and how did you guys come together as a group?
Well, we actually, I guess, started a few years back. The first version of Love Darling was actually called Hot Lights, and then we had a different changeover drummers and stuff like that, but the version with the three of us started about a year and a half ago, I guess, and I don't know, we were looking for, Mike and I had been working together for quite some time, and we were looking for a new drummer, and just did the kind of standard post ad on Craigslist, and through friends, and we just stumbled across Dan, and like auditioned, and he was great. We actually, we went on a kind of like a mini tour at the end of last year, and we invited him to come on board with us like right away, and he was like, okay, so, but it was a lot of fun.
I think all the bands I like and all the bands they like too, it's like that. It's like a great chemistry going on, and it's what you would say, no, and it's awesome. Like, that's why I think it's awesome, like that energy.
When we first started, I was playing 3 different instruments. I was doing bass, keys, and guitar, and that kind of evolved into putting more of that stuff into sequence tracks just to make it a little less of, carrying around so much equipment and freaking out during shows, knowing which pedal to change to. And Dan is another one where he's gonna switch over to guitar. He's sort of the Dave Grohl of the band and doing drums and guitars and. So it's kind of evolved through the process of doing it. We figured out what works and what doesn't work, and what we're better at, and what we like doing most. So ultimately, I've ended up kind of refining it back. What I do live is mostly just bass guitar and some keys.
Well, we use a sequence. We run it from basically, we were starting to use a laptop, but then we switched to like a tablet, just like basically MP3 player. And then the drummer controls it with a mixer. So he gets a click track, or she gets a track, whoever we end up finding. It's weird because Dan is our drummer right now as a 3-piece, but now we made the decision that he's going to be our new guitarist. So we're looking for a drummer, which is weird, but it means like if we do have to play a show while we're looking right now, we can, because Dan's a great drummer, so as a 3-piece. But yeah, I think the sequence, as a 3-piece, the shows are great, and there was a lot of layers. As we were writing new stuff, we noticed there was more and more layers, and the sequence started getting a little heavy, and I just didn't want to be so dependent on it. I really wanted the live show to be like the energy of more people actually playing that piece piece is, I don't know, just translated better. So that was the reason why we decided to find a fourth, because we're thinking it might be great to have an extra guitar player to be able to like, because like there's some things that are in the sequence that are cool. Like you can get away with percussion and keys, but I feel like when you start loading it up with like bass or guitar, it doesn't translate, you know. It depends on the sound. So that was the reason. But yeah, I think we're finding a nice little groove with what we like to do live, you know. And like Mike, you know, he has a lot of talents, but I think live, I mean, he's like a dope bass player, you know, and he plays like that. And Dan, he's like taking on the role of guitar, like amazing, and he's a great drummer too. So it's like nice that we all just have, it's for the song, you know, whatever we need to do for the song.
Our personal heroes are people like Amanda Palmer and the people that have had very Jack White, that have
their own thing,
doing it and finding their audience, and that's that's ultimately, it doesn't really matter what anyone thinks. You just want to do what you love doing, and then find the best way to connect with them and expand on that, and just keep doing it until it sort of becomes successful enough that that's all you do, ideally. So
just follow your heart, like that's what I've been doing since I was like, I don't know, 18, 17, 18, 19. Don't listen to everybody else, like just listen to yourself, like what you want to do. If you really love that, it's easy. I know it's not easy, but it's easy in a way, you know what I mean?
Hey, I'm Shay.
I'm Mike.
I'm Dan.
And we're Love Darling.
And we are Raw Artists.